Here's what I think are the top 3 most underrated horror movies of all time. In third place is Crawl. Something interesting that I have noticed is that there's not many horror movies about alligators. I mean, alligators are terrifying. They're big, they have a lot of teeth, they attack in muddy swamps where you can't see them, and unlike sharks, they can walk onto the surface. Luckily, there's Crawl, a film about a daughter trying to get her father out of a hurricane while alligators start attacking them. First of all, if you were to tell me this film had a budget of $13 million, I wouldn't believe you. Whoever did the CGI for this did a fantastic job, to the point where I thought I was looking at real alligators or advanced animatronics. The actors also do a good job, and the characters are charismatic enough to root for. The film can be very tense, and whenever the alligators attack the characters, it comes out of nowhere. There's quite a few gnarly kills in this film that would appease any fan of horror movies. It has a likable protagonist, really good special effects, a great concept, and a lot of suspense, but for whatever reason, people don't talk about this film. So if you like being on the edge of your seat for 90 minutes, I would highly recommend this film. Next up is The Descent. This film has grown a cult following in recent years, and I can 100% see why. It's about a group of friends exploring a cave, and from there, everything starts to go wrong for them. They get lost in the cave and go through some very close calls with death. Even before the monsters show up, the movie is unsettling to watch simply because of the claustrophobia you get watching it. Then the movie takes this already creepy concept and dials it to 100 by introducing cave monsters. There are some fantastic jump scares that caught me off guard, and mix that with the engrossing character drama. You should definitely watch this film. And before I get into the most underrated horror movie of all time, here are some honorable mentions. Deadstream. I kept this off the list because it's more of a comedy than a horror movie, but this film is funny, smart, and scary at the same time. I have a soft spot for found footage films, which I think is a very underused genre, so I also found a lot of enjoyment from the way they use it in this film. Ready or Not. This is more of a black comedy than a horror movie, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. The cast does a fantastic job, there are a lot of fun characters, and many edge-of-your-seat moments. The Visit. I already made a video on why I think this is M. Night Shyamalan's most underrated film, so if you want to learn more about it, go watch that video. But this movie deserves more recognition for that plot twist alone. Go into this movie without spoilers, and you're gonna have a good time. But in first place is Wreck. Now, this film isn't entirely underrated, as there's a lot of sequels and a reboot, but when people talk about the scariest films of all time, this movie doesn't get talked about as much as it should. Wreck is the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life, which is helped a lot by how realistic it is. Yeah, zombies are very much fictional, but just the way the actors talk and react to the events of the film feels disturbingly realistic. Apparently, the directors used a lot of different methods to give this movie this feeling of realism, like bringing in a real-life news reporter to be the main character, or not telling the actors what's going to happen later in a scene.
Our only direction to them was don't stop. React to anything that happens. We don't know what's going to happen. Try to survive.
There's also a lot of impressive long takes, which makes you feel like you're in the movie with the characters. There's also the concept of the film that is just as unsettling. The film is about a group of people who are quarantined in an apartment building by the government because of a zombie infection spreading inside. The characters are stuck inside the building, not able to leave, all while the zombie infection spreads. This film is both one of the scariest and most realistic films I've ever seen, which should be in the same conversation as Halloween and The Shining. So if you want a horrifying film about zombies, I would highly recommend this film.